What's up, guys? Welcome back to On Chopsticks. Thank you so much for tuning in. All right, guys, as we mentioned last week, this week we're gonna be going to one more chicken place that I found, and this one I absolutely love. It is gonna be some of the best Guatemalan fried chicken and supposedly grilled chicken. I didn't have the grilled chicken yet, so we're gonna try that out today. But it's some of the best fried chicken, Guatemalan fried chicken that I've had here in Orlando. It's just amazing, and it's not something that you hear every day. So I'm really excited to show this one off. It is a fast food fried chicken restaurant. Like I said, it's more in competition of Pollo Tropical and I guess KFC, since KFC does offer regular chicken. So it is closer to those rather than, you know, the Zaxby's or the Raising Cane's. So I hope you guys are ready because I'm really excited to show this place off. I am actually really, really hungry. I just got off work. We're gonna go ahead and head out, meet up Danny there and see how this is. So let's go. Awesome, we are here, we made it. We ended up getting a family meal of a 12 count, so I decided to get like half grilled chicken, half fried chicken. We ended up getting a couple of sides, which I'll show you guys once it comes out, but I'm really excited because the flavoring, at least on the fried chicken when I tried it, it's been about a week and a half since I last came. Not to this location, I decided to try a different one just to make sure there's consistency. Right now, I believe there's 2 locations in Orlando. There is gonna be a third one opening soon, pretty close to us, but this one's a little bit further away from where I went to last time. But I just wanted to make sure that they have consistency in their different locations. So you're gonna have my genuine reaction as always, and yeah, so once the food comes out, we did order a few additional things, but I want to wait until it's out to show you. So see you guys in a couple minutes. All right, guys, awesome. All the food is out. Now we're going to go ahead and check this out because my mouth is watering right now. I'm trying so hard not to salivate because this is amazing looking. It smells delicious. You guys got to check this out. All right, guys, this right here is the fried chicken and the grilled chicken. Look, first of all, just take a look at that. I mean, that is some delicious, crispy looking chicken. It is glistening. You have right here some chicken. This actually kind of looks like jerk chicken, to be honest with you. Look at all that seasoning. It looks really, really good. We have some of this mac and cheese, nice and cheesy. You have some pepper, so you can see on there. We ended up getting an empanada because they actually sell empanadas here as well. Of course, you get your little buns that you can try out. You have an order of coleslaw. You have some delicious fried plantains. And then this is actually a little bit larger than a kid's meal, but this is actually their chicken nugget meal. I wanted to try it out, get some yuca fries and things like that. So we're gonna go ahead and dig in. Let's start out with this delicious looking chicken. All right, guys, the first one we're gonna dig into is the one that I know is delicious. This thing is super crispy on the outside. It's really flavorful, really juicy when you bite into it. Let's go ahead and dig in. So right off the bat, extremely flavorful, nice and crispy little skin, a lot of bite. It's really juicy on the inside. Something I did forget to mention is there's nothing but dark meats today, so it's gonna be drumsticks and thighs. Unfortunately, they didn't have any more of the chicken breast and white meat because it's so popular that they went ahead and sold out. We did get here pretty late. I was gonna take one bite and move on to the next one, but all right, guys, I couldn't hold it. I ended up eating the whole thing. Now we're gonna go ahead and try the grilled chicken. I haven't had this one. This is the first time we're having it. I'm gonna be completely honest right off the bat. Looking on the outside, yes, it's very flavorful looking, but it does look a little dry. I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite and see how it is, but here we go. So it's definitely pretty juicy as well. I will say, the outside tastes a lot of oregano and a little bit of like slight mojo flavor, but it's mostly oregano. It is pretty good though. Obviously it might be because I like the unhealthy stuff, but the fried one in my opinion is a lot better than this one. But I mean, it's fried. What can you expect? All right, guys, before we start digging into the sides, since we're doing all chicken, let's go ahead and try the nuggets. Now the nuggets look really nice. Generally they look very similar to Chick-fil-A nuggets, but about 2 to 3 times the size. So I'm pretty excited. It's really hot right now. This one's really nice and fresh. Let's go ahead and try this out. Oh my God, what the? This is insane. Oh my God, it's extremely juicy. I've never had a chicken nugget like that juicy. It's beautiful white meat. Oh my God, it's nice and hot like I said. But this is some of the best nuggets I've ever had. Oh my God, the flavor is absolutely phenomenal. And they have this amazing sauce here. It kind of looks like it's, or at least it tastes like mustard based with some little bit of ketchup and mayo, but it's mostly mustard just from the taste right away. But it's just, oh, it adds acidity that breaks through that fat. Best comparison in my opinion, it's like the Chick-fil-A sauce with a little bit added acidity, either from, I honestly think, I don't want to say either from, I actually think it's pickle juice, but it tastes really freaking good. Next thing we're gonna have is right here. This is their yuca fries. As you guys know, Pollo Tropical has this as well. Let's go ahead and try it out, see how these ones are. Not too fond of the ones at Pollo Tropical because they tend to be like dry and kind of like they've been sitting there for a while. Let's see these. Oh man. All right, guys, so unlike Pollo Tropical, this one's nice and like super crispy and warm on the outside, or honestly hot, but it's cooled down a bit. The inside's nice and soft. The texture actually reminds me a little bit, like the inside texture reminds me a little bit of, I don't know if you guys remember last week when we did the Zaxby's restaurant. The way I described fry, where it's like the outside is a thin layer of crispiness, but then the inside you always have like a mashed potato feel. Same thing with this one, but it would be like mashed yuca, but this is really, really good. I'm gonna go ahead and try out their barbecue sauce here. Dip it in, it's nice and thick. You can actually see the pepper inside of the barbecue sauce. Let's go ahead and try that out. Perfect balance of acidity and sweetness. That's a really good barbecue sauce. It doesn't taste like bottled up barbecue sauce. I could be wrong, but it tastes really, really good. And the last one is they're gonna be their ranch. And I got another chicken nugget here. And I wanna go back to it. This is delicious. I don't know how to explain it, but their ranch tastes really fresh too. Oh my goodness. All right guys, now that we had some of the chicken, we're gonna start having some of the sides. Before I try the empanada or the bread or anything like that, we're gonna dig into the coleslaw, the mac and cheese, and then I'm gonna try a piece out of the fried plantains. Let's check this out. So this here's the mac and cheese. I'm gonna be honest with you, when I had it last week, it looked, or a week and a half ago, it looked a lot better than it does now. It looks like it's kind of been sitting there. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna go ahead and try it out. We'll see the flavor and go from there. You guys? It's not bad, it's not great. It doesn't taste like they use real cheese in this. It looks like they either use Velveeta or something similar, or maybe some powder, to be honest with you. And then in my opinion, the macaronis themselves are really mushy, so it just doesn't really help with the texture. It's just kind of easy, like I'm eating fake cheesy mush. I'm usually not a fan of mac and cheese. You guys know this is very hard for me to be impressed by them, but I will say a week and a half ago when we went to a different location, they were really busy. That one actually had some decent mac and cheese, so it might just be time of day. They haven't been as busy, so that maybe this has been sitting there in like a warmer or something. But now we're gonna go ahead and try this coleslaw. See how it is. Coleslaw's pretty good. They do give you a lot in this family meal. You have some cabbage, as I said before. You have your typical carrots, maybe a little bit of celery. It's actually not as sweet as Zaxby's, and it's not as sweet as Raising Cane's. It's very slight, but it's not really a sweet coleslaw. So I will say it has a little bit of a burn in the background, a little bit of tanginess. Not really sure if it's like vinegar that they mixed into it. I don't think it's pickle, and I don't. Danny doesn't think it's pickle either, but it is a slight burn in the background of it.
I don't like sweet.
Now we're gonna try this fried plantain. Take a bite here. And I don't know if you guys remember that I've talked about this before. I will say the inside of the plantain is a little bit mushy, but the outside is a nice thin layer. It's a little bit crispy. Not too much, but I will say that they got like the perfectly ripe plantains. I would say I kind of wish that they sliced them a little bit thinner. I feel like they would be so much better and just double the amount to match whatever you're getting now. These are a little bit thick, so unless you're like a lover of plantains, some people might be put off by it because it looks like they're just slicing whole chunks instead of just actually slicing in a little slices, I guess. I like the flavor, I like the texture. Pretty good. All right guys, so we're gonna try the rolls now. I'm gonna be honest with you, these rolls don't really look that appealing to me. In all honesty, they kind of look like they're prepackaged rolls. I'm gonna go ahead and take a bite and try it out and see. All right, let's take a bite out of this, see if it's any good. So right off the bat, this one's a little bit more cooked than they should be, wherever they got them from. It's nice and soft. The top is just soft. It's just, it doesn't really taste that fresh. It really genuinely just does taste like prepackaged rolls pretty much. It's not a big thing. It's not a big deal. It has a slight sweetness to it. Not that much, but I mean, yeah, it's pretty basic. It's kind of like the ones from Pollo Tropical, although the Pollo Tropical ones, in all honesty, are usually, at least in my experience for the local ones, a lot fresher. This is like, it's almost to the point where it like crumbles a little bit whenever I try to like play with the dough a little bit. All right guys, now we're gonna go ahead and try this empanada. I honestly didn't look at what the filling was gonna be. I wanna try to kind of take a bite and learn with you guys of what it is, because I didn't have this last time I was here. Last time we just had the family meal and that's it. I didn't get any additional sides or anything like that, like we did today with the chicken nuggets and the yuca fries, but let's go ahead and try this out. So the empanada looks a little bit different than what I'm used to. It kind of looks like it's a mixture of like a baked or fried empanada. I'm not 100% sure. Outside's nice and soft, not crispy or crunchy at all. It almost feels more like a pastry, to be honest. Let's go ahead and take a bite and see how this is. All right, guys. I don't know how I feel about this. there's an explosion of flavors. It honestly tastes like there's like egg salad, although I don't think that's egg in there. It has that sauce that I was just telling you about that reminds me of the Chick-fil-A sauce. It does taste like it has a little bit of bean, but I don't see it at all. I just do taste it in the background, and it's all shredded chicken. Extremely juicy, nice and soft. I mean, not bad. I don't want to say I don't like it, but I can't say that I really like it. So it's just definitely something interesting and a little bit different than what I'm used to, but you try something new every day. All right, guys, so that is genuinely all we bought and all I got, basically. They were really nice to give us to try their flan, which I have not had. Honestly, I didn't even notice that they served that. I was so focused on the chicken and I was so hungry. So they were nice enough to bring this out. This was complimentary, but I'm still gonna be honest with my review. If it's good, I'll tell you guys that it's good. If it's not good, if it's all right, I'll give you my honest opinion as I always do. Let's go ahead and check this out. So right off the bat, Danny mentioned it to me right before I started recording, but I agree with him completely. It does look to be very thick compared to the flan that I'm normally looking at, as well as the sauce on the top is a lot more thick and caramel based rather than the typical sauce that you see on the flan, which is usually caramel, but it's usually much more liquidy than it is now. But it is it looks to be really dense and a lot thicker than it normally would be. So let's go ahead and try that out and see. All right, guys, bottoms up. Wow, it is really thick. Flavor's good, in my opinion. It's pretty balanced. It's not overly powerfully sweet. It's not eggy, which I do find a lot of places when they serve some flan. It ends up being really eggy. The flavor's actually quite good. Caramel on the top, it's a little overpowering because of the fact that it's so thick. It's ever so slightly bitter, like it got cooked a little too long, but it goes well with the sweetness and creaminess of the flan itself, so it actually comes together pretty well. I would say that it's not like a regular flan, but it's more of a mixture between, I would say, pudding and a paste. I think that would be the best textured-based comparison that I could do with it. Regardless, I thought I was just gonna try it, but after having all the salty food that we just had, because even the coleslaw, it's not sweet, but it's not a salty coleslaw, which I've had before, and to me that was just off-putting completely. But it's just like a regular coleslaw, so it wasn't too sweet to kind of dial down of all the saltiness and richness from the sauces and the fat from the chickens and things like that. So this is actually a really great way to wrap this up. Now, I know there's a few more chicken places out there, but I am gonna take a break from chicken since we've done 3 chicken videos in the last 3 weeks. So I hope you guys enjoyed them. I know I missed a few. There's PDQ, which I've been to before. And again, like Zaxby's, I really don't like it personally. But there's also quite a few. There's Bojangles, I believe. There's also Church's Chicken, which I haven't had. A lot of people want me to go back to Jollibee, and we might do that in the future, but maybe like a year from now or something like that. I wanna kind of space that out quite a bit because last time we went, I didn't have any of their spicy chicken, and I need to have that. And Halo Halo didn't have any of that either, and I wanna make sure that I get it next time that I'm there, because somebody recommended it to me that they knew a lot about it, and I completely forgot when I was in the place. It was really late at night, so I wanted to try to get everything I could. But enough excuses. That's something that we'll do in the future. But I hope you guys enjoyed these videos. I know I typically don't like doing fast food places, but these are pretty new here in Orlando, so I figured I'd try them. The only one that wasn't new is Zaxby's, but they opened a location so close to me, I figured I'd try and compare it. And since I don't like it, I wanted to kind of give you guys that, hey, if I don't like something, I'm gonna tell you guys. Anyway, thank you so much, guys, for sticking with me. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys are enjoying your brand new year. I can't wait. We're already on the 2nd month of 2024, which is absolutely insane. But as always, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this time. Probably not gonna eat anymore. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this flan, have a little conversation with my buddy, but I will see you guys next Sunday. And until then, let's just keep on eating.